Looks like a turkey tail.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pick this one down here.
And that's an edible.
This is a very medicinal one. This is one that has a small case study behind it that was, I think, a dozen women with breast cancer were taking 7 grams of this mushroom per day in tea form as an adjunct therapy to the chemotherapeutic agent Taxol. And it was improving their recovery rates by about 40%. So pretty good. And this is one that is a true polypore. If you get up close in there, you can, the pores, they're barely visible, but if you kind of hold it in the light and sort of move it around, you can see the shadow of the pores when you move it at different angles. I'll pass it around. The other thing to note is that on turkey tails, I always see at least one black line somewhere in there. The color can be highly variable. I've seen these things go from almost all white on the top to deep purples and blues to this kind of brown is a very common version or expression of it, I should say.
Now, how would you make a tea out of that?
But I haven't been
What's that?
How would you make a tea out of that?
I just gather them and dehydrate them and then store them in a Ziploc bag in my tea cupboard. And you can grind them up in the coffee grinder if you want to increase the surface area. But that's not really necessary. And when I do make a tea out of it, I put it into the water and I bring the water up to a boil and I leave it boiling for a little bit, because the main medicine that you're extracting from it, or the main compounds that we're trying to get out of it, are polysaccharides, in particular beta-glucans. And these are like really high molecular weight sugars that activate our immune system in really powerful ways. So to get polysaccharides, complex sugars, they're very water soluble. There's also terpenes in there, and I'm not sure how much of those are extracted in a water extract, but what I'll do oftentimes is I'll do an alcohol extraction on some of them, grind them up real fine, soak them in moonshine or grain alcohol. I get organic sugarcane alcohol from Alchemical Solutions out in Oregon. They're the best source for organic, certified organic grain alcohol. And so I'll soak them in there for a couple months, and then I'll take a separate batch, make a really strong tea, and do about 3 parts strong tea to 1 part the alcohol extract. And that'll give you a final gravity of a little less than 25%, about 23.75% is what I'm aiming for. But anywhere less than 25% and more than 20% is good. I say more than 20% because it keeps it shelf stable indefinitely, and less than 25% because I think according to, I think I heard it from Christopher Hobbs, I definitely heard it from Juliet Blanketspore, who runs the Chestnut School of Herbal Medicine and has been teaching this stuff for a long time, and I trust her judgment. She says that above 25% alcohol, the polysaccharides start to get degraded and kind of degenerate, and they lose some of their potency. So yeah, I like to do the dual extract, and then it's shelf stable, and then I just do, you know, a little, you know, the little herbal extracts that you get at the store. They've got the little kind of eyedropper thing, plunger, and I do like 4 or 5 squirts every morning and every night, and I think I don't have cancer. I don't know. I don't know.
How do you differentiate between the turkey tail and the false turkey tail?
So the false turkey tail has a very smooth pore surface. Like, so the pores are so minuscule you cannot see them at all. Actually, let's see. I think I brought it. Yeah. So we can bust this out and then take a look at that turkey tail. Who's got the turkey tail? So take a look at that underneath of the jeweler's loop, and you can really see the pores. With the Styrium, you still wouldn't even be able to see the pores really, even with that.
So both of them are medicine.
Yeah, they're both
Right.
medicine, and you're not gonna hurt. You know, it's not